potential title hopes for Luka and the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wrap. And I thought the Lakers had a very narrow window to get to the championship rounds in the postseason. It would involve being locked into that 3 seed and then being able to get an advantageous first-round matchup against the Houston Rockets, who have some problems on offense because they don't have a true point guard. And then you're talking about being able to take advantage of the inexperience of the San Antonio Spurs, who would be the 2 seed. The Spurs, 6 of their top 7 have 0 playoff experience, and De'Aaron Fox is the guy that does, and he's only been in 1 real playoff series. So I just thought that with Luka Doncic, with the way that Luka had been playing over the last month, NBA Player of the Year, you had a chance to be able to get to the Final Four. But with this latest injury and how they got smacked in the face by OKC even before Luka was hurt, the reality is setting in that this Lakers team isn't good enough to contend. And coming into this season, Freddie, Harry, I didn't think they were good enough because the team wasn't built to complement the best player, in that being Luka. And so I always knew it was going to be a struggle. We always knew it was a little bit clunky in terms of how they mixed and matched the parts. But now the realization of that is starting to set in. And for the Lakers, it's about being able to ask questions about how you spin it forward next season, because this season is a wrap.
Freddie Coleman on Freddie and Harry multiple times when the Los Angeles Lakers were going through this streak, they were playing well. What did I tell everybody? Okay, we gonna see. Now, Luka last night, nobody for the Los Angeles Lakers had more than 16 points. That's the definition of a pit on a poodle. When you're going against elite defense and guys that are swarming, play help defense to the best of their abilities, you're going to get what you've seen last night between the OKC Thunder and the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the Lakers had 18 turnovers. Y'all know 8 of those came in the first quarter, and it led to, led to 14 points for the Thunder in the first quarter. OKC scored 44 points in the first quarter. At halftime, Canty and Freddie Coleman, they had 82 points. And I literally tweeted, now I respect everyone at the professional level, but ladies and gentlemen, I want to have a little fun this morning. I say this is the definition of JV versus varsity. That's exactly what we seen last night. A team that is deep, a team that puts defense at the forefront of everything that they do, a team that has a real MVP candidate, and a team that won a championship last year. That's the difference between OKC Thunder and the Los Angeles Lakers. We've seen it firsthand. Now, I hate that Luka got injured because you always want these players, especially these big-name guys, to be out there on the court to try to pursue a championship. But any hope that the Los Angeles Lakers had, that has now gone down the drain.
They took 102 shots to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I know we're in pace and space NBA. I know they scored a $139 and 96, Chris Canty, when it comes to Oklahoma City being the Los Angeles Lakers. They took 102 shots.
Yeah.
There's lack of defense. And then there's that, what we saw. Oklahoma City played with purpose last night. They came out to send a message, even before Luka Doncic suffered that hamstring injury and had to leave the court. But when you make 55 shots and you take 102 shots, that's damning. That happened against a team like the Lakers that thought they could be an actual contender or be closer to that Nuggets line to try to get closer to that San Antonio, Oklahoma City line.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Lakers have had some issues with the front line of that team, and we know that going up against the size of OKC, you're going to have to be really good on the defensive end, and the possession doesn't end until you box out and get the rebound. The Lakers last night, they were minus 12 in rebounding. I mean, OKC had 18 second-chance points. Oof. Conversely, the Lakers didn't get their first second-chance points until 3-minute mark in the second quarter, and at that point, the Thunder had already doubled up on them on the scoreboard. So it was an absolute embarrassment. OKC was up 30 in the second. They were up 40 in the third. It was also all about them getting conditioning more so than anything else. But I guess the frustrating part about it as a Lakers fan is that we always knew that it could get a little clunky in the post as they transition from LeBron being the star to Luka being the star. And even though Luka had a phenomenal month of March where he averaged 37 points, 8 boards, and 7 assists, it was going to be an issue once you started to get up against playoff caliber teams, especially those teams at the top of the Western Conference. And once teams started to be game plan specific. And what OKC did last night was that they came out with something on their mind. Playing the Lakers twice, and over the next week, they wanted to make sure that they sent a strong message on their home court that they are clearly the better team and that they are in a different class. and the message was received by the Lakers. And unfortunately now we're talking about what happens with the Lakers and can we keep it from bringing an early postseason exit, pretty much like it's been the entirety of this decade, save the bubble championship.
Kenty, I'm going to say this really quick, Freddie.
Go ahead.
What I love about Oklahoma City is that the messaging from the front office to the head coach to the last player on the roster is always the same. It never changes. And you talk about team basketball. Look at this team when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was out. Look at this team when Hartenstein has been out, when Jalen Williams has been out, J-Dub, that Jalen Williams. They still found ways, number one, to make sure defense is at the forefront of everything that they did. You look at the three-point line last night. The reason why they were able to win the three-point contest last night, 57-21 versus the Lakers, ball movement, making the right play. They play a certain way. It's in their DNA. And I just also love Isaiah Joe coming off the bench, hitting 20 points. I love how Mark Daigneault and that coaching staff, how they develop players and how every person that goes into a basketball game that checks in, they feel like they're that dude, but understand their role from a team concept perspective, but also they play defense.
It's interesting, Eric, because you think yesterday was about the Oklahoma City Thunder, and to me, I think it was more about the Los Angeles Lakers.
Why?
No.
It's a flawed team. It's a flawed
team.
team.
It's
both. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a little bit of both, but, you know, part of what we're doing here is trying to figure out, well, what is the root cause of the ass whooping that we saw? And to me, that is about the flaws and how the Los Angeles Lakers are built. I think they're well coached under J.J. Redick, back-to-back 50-win seasons, but it's also the second worst loss of a team that has won 50 games in a season. Think about that. The Lakers lost by 44 points. It's the second worst loss of LeBron James' career. It was an embarrassment. And I think it's because there are flaws in how the team is built. Yeah, there are some injuries that they're contending with, but it's mostly because this team has a bunch of mismatched parts that don't necessarily work together and they don't bring out the best in their star player. And when you go up against a team as deep as Oklahoma City, your flaws get exposed. When you have those bodies like Lou Dort and J-Dub to throw at Luka on the defensive end of the court, you can make it tough for their star player. And when Luka can't be the catalyst for everything that the Lakers got going on, the Lakers tend to struggle. And so, yeah, in the twilight of LeBron James's career, things are going to be magnified. The Lakers having 3 of their best 5 players being liabilities on the defensive end, those issues are going to get magnified when you're going up against a true contender that is as deep as OKC. So, yeah, I understand that, you know, OKC is the reigning defending champs, and they deserve all the respect that we give them, and SGA is the front runner for MVP, deserves all the respect we're going to give them. But to me, last night's game was much more about the Lakers than Oklahoma City.
But so, Kenty, so what you're saying right now, and I think the reason why I'm probably not harping on it so much is because that has been my messaging the entire time when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. Has it not, Freddie?
Yeah, it has been, because we always wondered about this basketball team. And to your point, CC, J.J. Redick's done a better coaching job than I think people could have anticipated in year 2, because he had no choice based on what he had in front of him, the kind of team that was constructed with the kind of pieces that they had, and he did the best he could with what he had.
Freddie C., let's stop down right there.
Okay.
J.J. Redick did what no other basketball coach in the history of the sport was able to do.
What's that?
To get LeBron James to agree not to be not the best player on the team, not the second best player on the team, but the third option.
Yeah.
He did what no other basketball coach in the history of the game has been able to do. J.J. Redick is a phenomenal coach. I have no issues with the Lakers moving forward with J.J. Redick in his vision and his leadership from the bench. No question about it. The biggest question that we have is whether or not the Lakers are going to be able to build a contending team around Luka Doncic. In the past, when the Lakers get a big-time star, when they trade for somebody that has MVP caliber talent, they usually find a way to finish the drill and win championships. You can go through the annals of history. The Lakers always do it. Traded for LeBron, end up signing LeBron in free agency, you win a championship. End up getting Shaquille O'Neal, you win a championship. The Lakers, when they do that, they always get championships when they get star players. The question is, can this organization, can they find a way to compete at a championship level with Luka Doncic as your star, with everything that entails? from the temperament issues, the jawing at the refs, the suspensions because of the 16 technical fouls, the injury history. Can they find a way to contend at a championship level moving forward with Luka as their star? And if so, what are the steps that need to be taken in order for that to happen?
Well, we'll do our best to answer those questions on Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. We'll do our best to try to answer those questions. We're going to have Chris Canty, the normal host of this show. He's going to play GM. Harry Dulles will be his assistant GM. And I'm just going to be the guy reporting in terms of what the leagues can do going forward in the near future and the far future when it comes to Luka Doncic. But first,